Kevin Sheedy, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John.
Kevin, a tough day, a very sad day, as I've expressed to the other football guests. And you were part of the whole show. You scored that penalty against Romania in 1990. And Jack, you must have very fond memories on a very sad day following his passing.
It is indeed a very sad day, but every time someone mentions Jack Charlton's name, it always brings a smile to my face. So many fantastic memories. Everybody's got different stories about him. But I think listening to different people over today, and the big thing that I've thought about is I played for Ireland before Jack was manager, and we had a lot of very, very good players, top players, but we didn't have the leadership to get the best out of those players. And I think when you look back at what Jack Charlton's reign was, I think he came out what he did. He came out as an actual leader. People criticise maybe the style of football, but if you look at the players that we had in the side, all the players were playing for the top teams, playing in top competitions, European, domestic, and sort of towards 88, 90, we were sort of coming to the pinnacle of our careers. So the style of football, okay, but it was long balls with quality. You had Steve Staunton, Dennis Irwin playing long balls from full-back positions with the quality that they've got. We had players who all bought into Jack's press and put them under pressure, which teams weren't used to. And, we got great success out of it.
Kevin, this seems to me was about character and backbone inspired by Jack.
Absolutely. I mean, Jack made a couple of big decisions early on in his international career, and he got the players in that he wanted. He built the team that he wanted, and we didn't get results straight away. But after a certain period, we started to get results, and results breed confidence. And then all of a sudden, you've got top players buying into what Jack wanted, putting pressure on the opposition, winning the ball back in the opposition's half. And all these players had quality. We could score goals from different positions. We could create opportunities. So, Jack was very shrewd and a very clever manager.
What's your first memories of encountering Jack, Kevin?
Just in training, we always used to have like a yellow jersey. And I was okay in training, but he was always trying to get me to get the yellow jersey. He'd vote for who you thought was the worst performer in the five-a-sides. And Jack kept on and on about giving it to me. And one day I eventually got it. So that brought a big smile to his face. But generally, the whole camp was relaxed. He loved the camaraderie of the players. He loved being in the middle of them. He allowed the players to socialise. I heard someone mention him before, at the right times. But certainly, everyone, loved Jack. And he was straight. If he needed to tell you something, he didn't beat about the bush. He told it to you straight. And if you got on with it and did what he wanted, that was fine. I had a great relationship with Jack. He liked me as a player. He allowed me to perform like I could. He got the best out of me, and I'll always be forever thankful. He gave me some of my best footballing moments ever.
You were like a league winner with Everton. You were European Cup Winners' Cup winner, Kevin, in the 1980s. You were top of the game. Did Jack talk to you much about what you were doing at the club at the time, or was it very much a case of you come in with Ireland, you do your job and you leave?
I think it was a bit of both. I mean, he obviously knew what was going on in the domestic. I mean, it was us against Liverpool, for the league, for cups. We were doing well in Europe. So he knew what was going on. But generally, when you arrive for the Sunday night, you just get together with the lads, have a chat, and then you'd be preparing for the midweek game. So I think Jack then was very much focused on what we were going to do for Ireland. Getting the players focused on the game, knowing the opposition, and going out and performing. So I was very fortunate, as you said. I was coming over from Everton. We had a great camaraderie, great set of lads on and off the pitch, and it was exactly the same, with Ireland. And I'm just so grateful. We had a reunion last year at the K Club that I was able to attend. Most of the lads were there. We had a great time. Obviously, Jack was there. So that's the last time I saw him. So, it was a great get-together with all the lads, and I'm sure Jack will have enjoyed it as well.
Any memorable moments that stand out? Good stories, Kevin?
He was just a character, John. He just it's difficult, everyone's got a story about him. But I think I've just got to go to his man management skills. Me personally, we never had many conversations, but a couple of times he'd call me into his room and he'd have a chat about what he'd expect from me, what he wanted me to do, the game today, what he expected. And he made the the game really easy. He painted the picture for you. I want you to do this. I don't want you to do that. And you knew exactly what you wanted. And I think the squad as a whole knew exactly what was expected of them. And it was so. I'm so privileged to have been part of that great era.
Russia in 1988 was some game, Kevin. I remember you were beginning to get into the first team around then, Euro 88, and you would eventually be in the first team in 1990. Does that stand out as a memorable day under Jack?
It was. I mean, it was. When you look back at that competition, we came so close. Obviously beating England and then Russia. It wasn't a broken up teams like it is now. It was the whole of Russia. They had a great side. We drew 1-1. We should have beaten them. And then Holland. We got beat 6 minutes from time. And then Holland and Russia got in the final. So we came very close. But I think that generated gave us the confidence. I remember after the last game, we were back at the hotel, and I'd sort of been subbed for the first game against England, played against Russia. Paul McGrath was injured, and then Paul was fit for the next game against Holland, and I was sub again and came on at half-time. And I was disappointed not to have played all the minutes. But after the game, we were having a meal, and Jack pulled me to one side and said, I know I should have played you more. He said, but you'll be a definite starter for the World Cup campaign. And as a player, that's all you can ask for. You know the manager's got confidence in you. And, then he kept his word. I played in all the games. So, nothing but great memories with Jack.
And you scored the first goal of the World Cup in 1990 against England. Did he say anything to you afterwards?
He just said, well done, son. Not too many words from Jack. He's just so relieved. As we all were to get the point. One of my best ever moments for Ireland's first ever goal at the World Cup. So really proud of that achievement. But it was more important when you look, back that it enables us to qualify out to the group and the rest of the fantastic memories that we had.
And the belief, once again, that you had by that stage, you came through the qualification campaign very well. By the time you got to the penalties, were you confident, Kevin, that you were going to do Romania in the penalty shootout? You scored a cracking penalty.
It was. Well, I was an experienced penalty taker. If we'd had one in normal play, it was either John Aldridge or myself. John went off injured, so if we'd had a penalty, I'd have taken it. And when the final whistle went after extra time, I just said to Jack, I'll take the first one. I had great belief that I could score, and I thought, well, if I save my penalty till the end and some of the lads don't score, then it's a wasted penalty. So I had extreme confidence that I was going to score. It's a long wait from the final whistle to actually when I took the penalty, which was about 20 minutes. So you just got to go into his zone and just think what you're going to do. I'd rehearsed what I was going to do, hit it as hard as I could, down the middle but high, knowing the goalkeeper's got to dive. So fortunately held my nerve, and obviously the lads, Ray Howden, Andy Townsend, Cass, and then the brilliant penalty from Dave O'Leary, which was, it was, again, another fantastic memory.
Could you believe almost what was happening to you that night after the game in Genoa, and then you're on the road to play the host in a quarter-final of a World Cup, and Jack has imbued you with all this confidence?
Indeed, and we felt we could have beaten anybody. The confidence was that sky high. Jack didn't complicate it then. He just, he was more or less picking the same team. Everyone knew what they were, capable of doing, and we came really close against Italy. Jack said after the game, you'll never know how close you've come to winning the World Cup. And when you look at Italy against Argentina in the semi-final, they were still a good team, Argentina, but they were an aging team with Maradona. And then the final, West Germany, Argentina, and that wasn't, So you look back, and Jack's words were quite right. Really pleased with how we did, but he just thought if we could, we just couldn't get that goal against Italy.
I think he changed the lives of so many people over a certain age here, Kevin, in Ireland. I'm sure he changed your life, and he leaves a great legacy. I think it's a very sad day. We're paying tribute to him. We're very sad that he's passed, Jack Charlton, but he's somebody that you'll always hold in huge regard and a warmth.
Absolutely, John, in the highest regard. As I said at the start, every time someone mentions his name, he puts a smile on my face. He was just, he was funny without knowing he was being funny. The lads, the jokers, Cascarino, Andy Townsend, Aldo, if they were playing games, and he'd love to be in the middle of it, joining in and that. So no, we knew he was the manager. He kept his distance when he needed to. He joined in when he needed to, and he was like, if anybody says about Ireland, Euros, 88, 90 World Cup, 94 World Cup, the first name people mention would be Jack Charlton.
Kevin Sheedy, you're such a gentleman to join us on Off the Ball Saturday here on News Talk. Thanks so much.
Cheers, John. Thank you.